what the numbers would be. In fact, Mr. Averett's child support is not even if I set child support at the number that I set it at, that's not even the max, because he makes more money than that. I'm only going to set child support on the $9,200 a month net that he's reporting from his employer. He actually makes more than that, and I don't know where the money goes. That's none of my business. But I know his employer reported more money than that last year.
Yes, sir.
So,
So you saying I have a question.
Mr. Avery, I didn't ask you any more questions. Please don't interrupt me when I'm talking to Miss Randall.
I'm sorry.
Miss Randall, you said that you wanted to move to Houston. Why do you think you should be allowed to go to Houston?
I had wanted to start over and be closer to my family. I have family out there, which I have family out here too, where I'm at as well. But the family that I'm closer to is out there in Houston.
And you see them doing this over and over again. She's in court, about to get $1,400 per month in child support, but she's saying she's trying to move hours away to be close to her family, while at the same time ripping the kid away from her father, who she's trying to also enforce child support on. And that's how you know with these modern women, it's never about what's best for the kids, what's best for the baby. It's always what's best for them, how they feel, what's going to make them feel great. Her solution is, I'm going to move 3-4 hours away, and you're going to pay me to do it.
And I would like to be closer and just, better opportunities. So that's why I want.
Well, that may be. The problem is that Mr. Everett is entitled to time with Journey. And if I let you move to Houston, then that's going to have a negative impact on Mr. Everett's ability to spend time with Journey.
I pray he's involved. If not, I'll pray dogs do not call. If I make the gospel, I need it.
Because based on his work schedule, he might find it difficult trying to go back and forth to see the child if he has to go all the way to Houston to pick up the child. You understand? So that's the reason why there's a rule in place that prohibits you from doing exactly what it is that you want to do. Now, if you had some great reason for moving to Houston, if somebody had offered you some wonderful job over there, or you had gotten some scholarship at a college somewhere and you needed to move there to go to school, that might be a different story. But just because you need to change the scenery, whether it's the right way for you to go or not, that's not sufficient for me to allow you to move to Harris. Mr. Avery, what if I discounted your child support if you got Miss Randall moved to Houston? Would you be agreeable to that?
What do you mean by that?
Well, you'd be responsible, Mr. Avery, for driving back and forth to Harris County to see your child. I would give you a discount on the child support based on the fact that you would have to go travel costs. Would you be willing to allow that to happen?
Yes, how much the discount is talking about?
Well, I don't know. You're going to spend time with Journey.
If not, I'll pray dogs do not call. If I make the gospel, I need it.
Part of what makes Shinsuke
Hello?
Nakamura's attack so feared is his
Hello?
Hello?
Recovery Joe Everett.
Yes.
Okay, my name's Jamie Williams. I'm just calling to check about the availability for a couple days.
Oh, we are full right now.
Okay, well, we don't get out of recovery works until February 3rd.
Okay, well, just call me back closer to that.
Okay, what's your guys' policy on working and stuff there?
30 days, and I have to put it, you got to still do an interview. I got to know how long y'all been together and all type of stuff.
Yeah, we've been together for a couple of years. We're just looking for something, we just told we find a place we can work and stuff.
If you was there, it would be 30 to 45 days based on your performance. You have to get during that 30 days, you have to get a sponsor, a home group. So you have to get all of those things, and then
we don't have that. I mean, I've already got one.
You have a sponsor in Lexington?
Yeah, I've been in Lexington for a while. And I just looked through recovery work here. And we get out February 3rd.
Okay, well, I mean, you said you got, how long y'all been together?
A couple of years, almost 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, we came in as a couple here. We've been together for a while. We have a house in Nicholsville, but I just don't want to go back there. I'm trying to get sober later.
No, I get you, but that's just the way I do, because, you got people meeting. And,
okay, do you guys are located in Lexington, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you, like on working, like when you do get free to work, can you, I mean, is it can you work first shift, or is this like something you have to do IOP in the day, or?
Yeah, you have to do IOP in the day.
Okay, so you have to work second shift job?
Yeah, second shift.
Okay, I'm just trying to, I mean, how do you do on your house fees there?
We don't charge house fees as of now. I'm considering doing it though, based on some stuff. Right now, the fact that you're doing the IOP,
insurance base?
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate it. I'll give you a call back.
Okay.
What's your name?
Mo.
Excuse me?
Mo.
Mo, I'm sorry. There's people talking here.
No, you're good. No. Just want to make sure you heard me. I wasn't raising my voice in anger. Just,
Yeah, I appreciate it. We're considering doing a PHP program here. So if you don't have an opening, we might just extend it out. I don't know.
Well, let me know.
Try to see what I can find. All right. Thanks a lot.
Bless. No problem.
See you, man.
Pretty substantial, since you're going to have to be driving about, I don't know, if you live in Port Arthur, depending on what part of Houston she moves to, it could be as much as 3 or 4 hours back and forth.
And look at her getting antsy. They don't ever want to be reasonable.
Yes, it is. Is that something that you think you might be amenable to, Miss Randall?
I want to move, but I don't see. The problem is right now is I'm doing this for my daughter. I'm doing this for my daughter. And another thing is too, I don't want to put her dad, which is who you guys are talking to, I don't want to put him in a bind. And I'm doing this so I can have a better life, and my child can have a better life. I don't know if he's gonna come down there like how you guys are saying that he needs to be down the first, the fifth.
I don't know if he's
gonna do that.
I thought about it 1,000 times. You should have thought about it before you did it.
It's so much stuff that's going on. It's like too much. So I'm not even sure if he's gonna do that or not.
Right. Okay.
And I'm just being honest. I'm not being rude. I don't even know if he's gonna follow through with this.
Miss Randall, you're not being rude. You are being honest, and I do appreciate it. Okay. She's almost 3, right?
Yes, sir. She's almost 3. Her birthday's in August.
They always get me with this talking about a better life. I wish people thought about having a better life before they put themselves in silly situations like this. A better life to be pushing out your husband's baby, not to be some man's side chick that already has 5 kids from 2 other women plus a wife that he didn't have any kids with, by the way. Not sure how long he's been with his wife. Did he marry her after he got this woman pregnant or before? Because their little girl at the time of court was almost 3 years old. Talking about a better life. And if you didn't want to be a wife and you wanted to be single, a better life would be using protection, birth control, and not allowing any man to get you pregnant. That's how you could have had a better life.
Well, you heard the figures, Miss Randall, $1,435. Do you think that's what I saw set child support at? I mean, Mr. Averett had said something when we got started on this hearing that he thought you and he had worked something out. Did y'all work out a figure for child support?
Yes, but we did work something out. But now that I'm listening, and you guys went over the wages and stuff like that, I'm still like, hold on.
Yes, ma'am.
You see, this is a game to them. It's like they're playing at the casino, but you're the one responsible for the payouts. That's why I say in 2023, no man should find himself in a situation like this. Multiple kids, multiple baby mamas, you're going to end up in child support, and this is going to happen to you.
Yes, sir. So
I get it.
You
That's
get
fine.
it. You
I
get
do.
it.
I get it.
Look out! A slingshot somersault plancha. Just a devil-may-care attitude on full display. Going for broke and it pays off. Shinsuke at a disadvantage. Ducked face first. The pay window beckons. He is truly feeling it right
And
now.
look at her, she can't stop smiling. Now that she believes that she's negotiating a pretty good paycheck every month, she's all smiles.
Down like a wrecking ball on a cinder block. Buster. The king of straw style is being dismissed.
Mr. Avery, you said that the 2 children that you have with the other lady in Louisiana, she keeps them during the day most of the time that you have them on a pretty regular basis. You spend time with them, you see them.
Yes, I do. Yes, all the time.
And you support them, you give the mother money to support the children.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Anything else that's on the street?
Oh, Your Honor.
Miss Randall. I'll get with you.
No.
I promise. Miss Randall, is there anything else about this case you think I need to know about before I make a ruling?
I had a few other questions. Well, not any other questions. So he do have visitation, like, you know, he can come. Do I have to stay here, or like, do I have to stay here?
Yes, ma'am, you do. Does that mean
Really?
are you, Miss Randall? That doesn't mean that you can't travel, but the child will live in Jefferson County or a county that touches Jefferson County, unless Mr. Avery agrees to allow you to move, or the district judge agrees to allow you to move. That's the problem that you have when you have a child that's born in this county.
No, that's the problem that you have when you make the decision to become a baby mama. You end up in a situation like this. You can't move the way that you want to move because you're connected to this man that you barely even know.
That's their rule, Miss Randall. I didn't make it. I'm just one of the judges that enforces it. Okay?
Yes, sir. I understand. I had one more question.
Sure.
Take a good look at a real life Titan, folks.
The question I had was, so I have to stay here. Are you guys gonna ask for? Is he gonna visit her more than what you guys said for him to visit, like the 1st and the 5th and all that?
No, it's going to be in the order that he has visitation as per the standard possession order, Miss Randall, if I rule that way. And that means that Mr. Avery would have the 1st, 3rd, and 5th weekend of each month. Every other holiday, 30 days in the summer, and then every Father's Day weekend. It amounts to about 40% of the year.
So he has to visit her. He don't have to?
So I give him the rights to see the child, Miss Randall, but I can't force him to be a good dad. I can force him to pay the child support, and I can force him to pay the medical support, but I can't force him to be a good parent. I don't have that ability. It's way outside the realm of what I can do. Okay?
Okay, I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
So since I can't move, how the young lady that I spoke to earlier, she asked me that I wanted to do back pay.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I pick a certain amount of back pay that I would like to do?
No, ma'am. Do Do you think that Mr. Avery should pay you retroactive child support?
Mommy, let's finish. Let's finish. I just finished. Wow. You okay?
Yes. Yes.
But that's not what you said before. Before you said you didn't want back child support in this case because you didn't think that Mr. Avery could afford it. Now you're changing your mind in regard to that? Ms. Brown-Zito, I don't need any comments from you whatsoever in regards to this case. If you continue to make facial recognition movements in regards to this video, I'm going to remove you from my courtroom. Ms. Randall, are you saying now that you've changed your mind and you would like some retroactive child support in this case?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think now that you should get retroactive child support after you've already said that you didn't want it?
Because he won't. Because I'm trying to work. Okay, this is why I feel some type of way. Because I don't like holding nothing in.
She's feeling some type of way because she saw stubs of him bringing like $1,800, $2,000 and something every 2 weeks. So she's looking around like, wait, there's more money for her somewhere. Not understanding that they already took all of that into account. That's how they came up to over $1,400 in child support payments for her one kid.
Can I speak now, or?
I was just making sure. Is that all you need? Is that everything that you wanted me to hear, Ms. Randall?
Yes, right now at the moment, yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Avery. Is there anything else you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
Yes, we did talk about she was going to waive the back child support. For whatever reason, she done changed her mind because of the living conditions. You know, she done waived it. She done said she wants the back child support. I don't, God forbid, what that's going to be. But anyway, Deja has already moved to Houston. And I disagree with the fact that I disagree with the fact that she's already.
I need to get this addressed right now. Is that true, Miss Randall? Have you already moved to Houston?
I have, and then I have not moved there. I haven't.
That's a pretty simple question, and it only requires a yes or no answer. Do you or do you not live in Houston?
No, I don't. I don't stay there.
What is your current address?
My current address is 3.
We are about to see
Just give me the city and the street.
Okay, 311 Drive.
And where is that? What city?
Houston, Texas, Harris County. Houston, Harris.
Wait a damn minute.
Thank you, Miss Randall. Is there anything further from the state of Texas?
It's a tag team match.
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Overstreet, your case is dismissed.
Introducing first.
Thank you, Your Honor.
There will be no child support, there will be no medical support, there will be no visitation, there will be no finding that Mr. Avery is the father. The mother has moved and changed residences to Harris County. And if a new lawsuit will have to be filed in this case, it will have to be filed in Harris County.
Up there asking all these questions, being unreasonable. First you work something out, then you change your mind. Now you want more money. You want to collect child support, but want to also take the baby away from the father, making it difficult for him to see her. Judge gave her an opportunity to take a lesser amount in exchange, and she could have moved to Houston. Didn't want to compromise on any of that. Well, now since you already moved to Houston on your own anyway, go start all over and take your case to Houston. As for the father in this case, it doesn't mean that he's completely off the hook. And he really put himself in this situation. That's why he could easily end up in the rears if she goes to another county, file there, and ask for back pay. And 9 times out of 10, she's going to get it. So it's safe to say he may have won this battle, but the war is far from over. Although both of them are morons for ending up in this situation, he's the one that's going to have to pay for it. A woman like her, she's already on Section 8, already on food stamps, and then she's going to easily get child support from him. And no, I do not feel sorry for him because this is the 3rd woman that he's had kids with, and he still hasn't learned his lesson yet. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Special shout out to our brother Westel, as well as
Tag team match underway. Bragging rights in the division are on the line. Highly competitive tag team division in WWE. Winning this match will go a long way in separating yourselves from the pack.
Combined, Love Has Won became infamous for the use of live streaming to bring people into their new age cult while simultaneously selling them products that they definitely don't need and have no medical properties whatsoever. Nearly every day, members of the Love Has Won cult would gather in front of a giant picture of their god, Amy Carlson, to spread her word and display brightly colored messaging designed to bring anyone in. But they were also meant to do something else. They were meant to attract desperate people into donating money, time, and spiritual energy with the promise that Mother God could heal them. Through what she calls spiritual surgeries, Amy Carlson promoted the idea that she could heal all diseases from a simple cold to the most severe cancer, merely through a spiritual phone call, which of course, you'll have to pay for. If you don't want to pay for a spiritual healing session from a god herself, the group sends you on your way to a website where they sell healing products that come with the oh-so-wonderful side effects of organ failure and turning your skin blue. But none of this seems odd or out of place for the group. Instead, they appear smiling on the screen of unsuspecting people every day, explaining the love of their mother. And sometimes, if you listen very, very closely to the live streams, you'll hear their leaders screaming profanities in the background, or Father God Jason Castillo screaming into a microphone and berating one of his loyal followers. The Love Has Won live streams are absolutely a sight to behold. A mix of colorful backgrounds, lights, and bizarre sales tactics. But what really caught the world's attention were their beliefs on how they handled the death of their leader. I mean, who mummifies a god?
Trapping the arm.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Dark Dives. I'm the Illuminati, and today we're going to be talking about the Love Has Won cult. Amy Carlson grew up in a relatively normal childhood. Like many others, she was a child of divorce, and though she had a rough relationship with her stepmother, she showed no signs or red flags that something was wrong. She was a conventionally pretty girl. She joined the church choir and participated in school plays. According to her sister Chelsea, she was smart, beautiful, and had an amazing voice. She was popular, charming, everything a teenager would want to be. But as she grew older, something in her began to shift. She became a mom, but didn't seem all too interested in her own kids. Her mom told Rolling Stone she just didn't have that warmth. She had no problem leaving her children with other people. Her interest in New Age spiritual brought her to the website lightworkers.org, and from there, everything changed. There, she began a regular relationship with a man who went by Amaranth White Eagle, who believed he was a god and told her she too was a god. Slowly, their relationship expanded and her whole world turned upside down. She went from being a mother and a wife to a woman who believed she was experiencing things from another world. In 2007, she posted her first video on YouTube. I am cleaning up the kitchen, baby just down for a nap, and I feel a tap on my shoulder and a whisk of air in my left ear. Then I heard a lower-toned voice, not really even a voice. It was like a message a violin would play in its music, and it said President of the United States. Amy was so convinced that she would become President of the United States, and though that didn't come true, she certainly became a well-known leader to another group of people. Everything was becoming crystal clear to her. She wasn't this down-home suburban girl who went to church and lived a relatively normal life. No, now she believed she was a god. Her normal, everyday life was no longer sufficient, so she left it. It was time to start building a life and a following that fit her new beliefs. Amy leaned heavily into the world of New Age religions, taking beliefs from Scientology, numerology, and astrology, and just kind of mixing them all together. Though New Age religions can vary in their beliefs, there are a few things that they have in common. They predict that there is a heightened spiritual consciousness that will eventually end all forms of hunger, racism, poverty, and more. But for the social transformation to begin, individuals must go through their own spiritual journeys and transform themselves. To Amy, this is exactly what she felt was happening. Her previous life with her family and children was merely what she called her 3D consciousness.
And I'm not here to explain nothing to you. Sit down and go in your room.
And when she left,
that's your problem.
she rose to a
You
state
can't
of the
just
fifth
listen.
dimension of
You think somebody needs to tell you what you think is right.
freedom. She believed that this was her calling and her mission to the world. Spread this divinity to as many followers as she could. And so, that's exactly what she did. Amy became the leader of a new religion, one that she ran and controlled, and it was called Love Has Won. She was now Mother God and took use of the stunning growth of social media platforms to spread her beliefs far and wide and slowly amassed a following that fell on her every word. Her 20 loyal followers moved with her to Colorado to stay on a small ranch. They worshipped her. Though they developed beliefs in conspiracy theories like Sandy Hook, 9/11, and the Holocaust all being carefully planned and developed hoaxes, their true religion came from one thing: worshipping Amy. The group held the belief that she was over 19 billion years old. Oh, and that she has, quote, birthed all creation. She was a divine power that operated on a higher consciousness than literally anyone else, and following her would lead to their ascension into the fifth dimension, where they could join her in divinity. Her divine powers had led her to be reincarnated over 500 times, according to her, of course, and living the lives of some of the world's most famous figures. According to one of her members, she had always known of this divine power, despite her family's accounts that she had been a perfectly normal, quiet child who lacked in her leadership abilities. According to her followers, Amy had known she was special at just 4 years old. She talked to angels, and her family brought her from church to church trying to get advice. One story claims that at one point, the pastor said something that she knew was a lie, since she was Jesus, and she yelled, "You're lying," and had to be removed from the church. Amy's family disagrees with the group that any part of that story is true, but hey, if it fits into the lore and mystery of a woman who was apparently everyone, I guess if it makes them happy. But not only was she evidently Jesus Christ, but she had also lived past lives as Cleopatra, Joan of Arc, and even Marilyn Monroe. She was now living in her current body, tasked with the responsibility of leading exactly 144,000 chosen ones to a new mystical dimension. And isn't the 144,000 number the same thing that the Jehovah's Witnesses use? I'm obviously not a religious person, but why 144,000? Why is it always that number? But I digress. Now, how exactly were they going to do this? Well, through the use of social media, of course. Every day, the group would post videos and live streams about the magic of their Mother God. Members, or even Mother God herself, would appear on YouTube or Facebook in rainbow-colored makeup to spread the word about their miracles and the spiritual surgeries she could perform to heal anyone. They explained there are many conspiracy theories and unfortunately wildly anti-Semitic ideologies, which included them saying something like the following: Hitler's intention was to serve the light. Jews wanted everyone else to do the work and they would take the money. The idea behind the concentration camps was to teach them to work. So, I think we can generally believe that this sentiment is pretty horrific and disgusting, especially coming from people that claim to be so-called spiritual leaders. Unfortunately, that didn't seem to dissuade too many people, because slowly but surely, the group amassed a massive count of online followers. And with followers, divine being, and unlimited manners to reach new and unsuspecting people, something else often follows: money.
Kicks out before the 2 count. Still not enough to put him away.
While Love Has Won continued to make its mark on the online stratosphere, praising their mom, spreading conspiracy theories, and saying horrifically anti-Semitic things, they decided to start tapping into the true potential of the internet, making that sweet, sweet cash. After all, what is a deeply spiritual, self-pronounced divine being and healer without a good scam? But of course, they would never sell it like that. Members of the group were simply encouraged to give money to go towards their leader's divinity, towards her practice of healing. Members compared it to people donating to clergy in any mainstream religion. They're giving to a higher power and feel drawn to do so. So it's like any other church donation to give money for mom's flowers. After all, church donations do usually go to things like paying people that run it, updates on a building, or providing things like mission trips. So it doesn't seem too odd to people that a supposed divine power was asking for money, right? Well, it's debatable. You see, the donations weren't just given at random, they were mandatory. The Love Has Won members would convince desperate people looking for healing, safety, and support that they would be welcomed into an alternate reality if they donated, and sending money was the only way to prove their dedication. So, where was this seemingly magical money going? Well, one follower apparently used it for knitting and crafting supplies. Other times, it just went directly to mom for whatever she might need, which is never actually specified. Was it supplies so she could heal more people? Funds for others to help with their ascension to a higher level of spirituality? Who knows? What we do know is that the supposed divine mother would, quote, throw a fit if the money was not immediately turned over to her. So, yeah, that sounds like an almighty powerful being to me. Sure. It wasn't just donations making the group money, though. It was their stores. And that's right, live streams weren't just for spreading the word of their spiritual leader, but for promoting their wellness products that could be used to heal virtually any disease, even COVID. Their business, Gaia's Whole Healing Essentials, focused on providing alternative healing products to their believers. Oh my god, I don't know how I said victims, I meant believers. It's alternative healing products to their believers. They sold ascension tags that taught incredibly dangerous and frankly insane health advice. Like, for example, that staring into the sun burned the darkness within you. Apparently, the fact that staring into the sun can literally make you go blind is merely a myth. Just for the record, please do not stare into the sun. Like, seriously, don't do it. Of course, for their business to flourish, they also needed to convince people that everyday modern Western medicine was also a myth. If doctors are telling you that you're having a heart attack, just ignore them. It's not your heart literally exploding in your damn chest, it's simply expanding. That feeling you're having is just you growing in love. Don't go to the doctors, they'll just make you even sicker. Only love can heal you. And some of that love, apparently, came in the form of the ultra-dangerous to ingest colloidal silver, which they sold on their website to cure any and all diseases. And in case you are wondering, ingesting colloidal silver can lead to a side effect called argyria, and that can apparently turn your skin kind of this weird bluish-gray color. Oh, and in high doses, it can lead to seizures and organ damage, so there's that. Now, the FDA has actually been warning people since 1999 that colloidal silver was not a safe or even effective treatment for any type of medical condition. But did that stop Love Has Won from selling the hell out of it? Of course not. When coronavirus began sweeping the world in 2020, the cult began to sell the product as a one-stop shop for preventing the virus. On their website, lovehaswon.org, they wrote that colloidal silver is the key to protecting yourself from the coronavirus. It is recommended to take colloidal silver at least 3 times a day to keep your immune system functioning to its highest capacity. Also, if you begin to show symptoms of the virus, up your doses to 5 times a day. Well, as it turns out, the federal government didn't take all too kindly to a group selling products that they claimed cured COVID-19, despite there being literally no evidence of this, and once again, the fact that, at, the low end of reactions, it can turn your skin fucking blue. So, they sent them what amounted to a cease and desist letter. Basically, they advised them to remove all the labeling and promotional materials from their website within 48 hours, or they would be subject to legal FTC and forced to give the money back. Which, I mean, they should have done that in the first place, considering that, again, it turns your skin blue. I can't be entirely sure if the group ever actually changed its labeling, but I couldn't find a lawsuit from the FTC, despite the fact that they are, in fact, still selling the product, now. Maybe they changed their messaging away from COVID to something more general, or the FTC simply figured the group had bigger fish to fry when their leader was found mummified in their house. But I'm getting just a hair ahead of myself. Now, beyond their shady business practices and their troublesome beliefs, there was something else going on in the privacy of the Love Has Won household. While adoring fans saw online smiles, laughs, and a divine healer, those that actually lived with Mother God saw something else. An abusive, narcissistic woman who controlled their every movement and who was quickly fading away. When I think of divinity, I think of kindness, forgiveness, and empathy. But apparently, when the ironically named Love Has Won group actually thought they were experiencing divinity, they were met with something completely different: control and abuse. The first sign of the control littered within the group's teachings was Amy's insistence that everyone calls her mom. And sure, it seems small and simple, but this was just step 1. The control went far beyond what they could call her. It went to how they took care of themselves, of their mental, emotional, and physical well-being. According to past followers who had successfully left the group, Amy would only allow her most dedicated followers, the ones that lived with her, to sleep for 4 to 5 hours at a time. And as we know, sleep deprivation is detrimental to one's psyche. It makes you more submittable to suggestions, weakens your ability to make decisions, and, of course, severely impairs your mental and physical health. For most cult leaders, this is a well-known tactic in controlling their victims, and it wouldn't at all shock me if Amy was aware of this too. In fact, anybody that dared to complain about their lack of sleep was considered to just not be dedicated enough. Sleep deprivation was seen as a means of power, not a loss of something. One member, who goes by the name Aurora, said, "If anybody knows what it takes to create something extraordinary, it takes a lot of work and dedication. Ask Elon Musk how much he slept." Now, Elon Musk isn't likely the best comparison, but I digress. Beyond their inability to sleep, members were also controlled through what they ate, who they spoke to, and of course, monetary contributions. For those truly dedicated few who moved in with Mother God, the expectation was that they would cut off their families, friends, or anyone who would be a dark force to the group. And of course, there was also the money, because there's always money. Before even finding their way to live with Mother God, members would have to shell out thousands of dollars. Take the Witten family, for example. Diane Witten's husband, who the Independent chose not to name for safety reasons, decided one day to just pack up his life, leave his wife and 2 children back in Mississippi to join Mother God and her most devoted followers in Colorado. He had given nearly $20,000 to the cult, but when he showed up in Colorado, he quickly found himself cast out. He didn't have the right energy, they claimed. Only 3 days after he joined, he was found naked, alone in the mountains, and dehydrated. So apparently, if you don't have the right energy, which for some strange reason feels like you don't have enough money, they just kind of leave you naked in the damn mountains? Yeah. Like, no one called his family? Still, his wife says that they considered themselves lucky that he got kicked out, and as you read deeper into what seems to have been an ongoing thing in that household, I can certainly understand why. Now, according to multiple past members, the divine being herself, Amy, was also an alcoholic who would become verbally abusive whenever she drank. Andrew Profassi, an ex-member, told Vice that Amy would, quote, fill a highball glass almost all the way with vodka and just squirts water on top. She probably drank 8 or 9 of those a night. She turned into somebody else. She would become angry, she would talk smack, and just be very bitter about things, yelling and cursing. Don't worry though, says spokesperson Aurora, she just uses alcohol as a natural painkiller. It's just because she's organic. But if that organic lifestyle is making you berate your followers, which you claim to love, then maybe that's some cause for concern. I mean, there are literal videos of her screaming at them for bringing her the wrong dinner. Seriously, someone brought her meatballs instead of chicken parmigiana and she screamed at them. Listen to this.
I didn't say I love it. But I didn't fucking say that. Chicken parmesan. I get fucked up. Every fucking moment.
Then there's the video where she has a screaming child placed into a cupboard. And yep, you heard that right. A screaming child was put into a cupboard on video. So how didn't that raise a billion red flags? I don't really know. A call or two to Child Protective Services, I'll never understand why that didn't happen. But apparently, it wasn't just Amy that had a tendency to be abusive towards her followers. It was her partner, Jason Castillo, the Father God, too. He was apparently the disciplinary figure in the group and had been reported yelling at members, calling them insane, and telling them they couldn't serve God if they were insane. Oh yeah, and he also seems to threaten someone on camera by telling them that he was going to become paraplegic. I mean, it would be some sort of weird prediction thing, but if someone got in my face and whispered in a super fucking creepy tone saying, like, you don't believe me before, you'll fucking believe me now, like, I don't know, I kind of take that as a threat. Almost every former member has accused the group of being abusive and controlling, but Love Has One's current members don't see it that way. They just call the former members lazy, because apparently not wanting to serve a woman everything just because she claims she's a divine being, that has apparently birthed every human being while simultaneously being 500 different people, that makes you lazy. Not trying to, like, jump through hoops for all the lies that you have to deal with. But that's apparently just the way it was in this Love House. It was Amy's way or the highway, and her followers fell on her every word. Even when she began slowly fading away into nothingness, they relied on her teachings, seemingly ignoring that anything was wrong. Little did they know, though, this was the beginning of the end of their divine leader, and it was just the start of one of the most bizarre news stories I've ever heard in my life. Please be advised that this next section will discuss death and the mistreatment of a dead body. If that's a little bit too much for you at the moment, feel free to just skip the remainder of this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. In 2021, followers began to notice something strange was happening. Their leader, who once again was supposedly a god, was fading away. She had rapidly lost weight and was reportedly so weak that she could no longer walk. According to her at the time, she was suffering from stage 5 cancer, which, as you probably know, is not actually a thing that exists. In a now very chilling video, 2 of the group's most loyal followers, Aurora and Hope, discussed their leader's ailing health. Amy had apparently asked them to take her to a 3D hospital, also known as a normal hospital, to which they responded no. Apparently, they had signed documents pledging they would never take her to a hospital, no matter what. But despite this, her illness was quite apparent. She was beginning to look like a skeleton, only 89 pounds, and her skin was turning a bluish-gray color. Remember what I said would happen if you take too much colloidal silver? On live streams, her eyes were rolling back, and she seemed as if she couldn't breathe. Through it all, the members made everything seem okay. they didn't seem concerned about their leader on video, and in person, they were still providing her with alcohol. Eventually, after multiple attempted wellness checks by police, which were thwarted by the cult, they announced on April 21st, 2021, that their leader had died while in California. She had ascended, they claimed, as that was her plan. So, what do you do with a supposed divine being when they die, or, ascend? Well, if your love has won, you apparently transport her from where she died, bring her back to Colorado, and then mummify her body. I wish I was making that up. On April 28th, 7 days after the leader's supposed death, a member drove to Salida and told the police that the group was keeping a dead body in the house. According to the warrant, Mr. Lamboy arrived at the house after visiting Denver, Colorado. When he returned, he found Amy's body with her eyes, quote, glazed over or missing. It was obvious to him that she was dead. Panicked, he tried to get his son out of the house, but was stopped by the members, so he went to the police. And the police showed up to quite a bizarre scene. She was wrapped in a green sleeping bag and enshrined in Christmas lights. Her eyes were adorned with her signature glittery bright eyeshadow, and on top of her head was a crown. The police immediately arrested 7 members of the group, including Amy's partner, Jason Castillo, for abusing a corpse and child abuse. Because, you can't leave children in a house with a fucking mummified body and 2 kids, which were aged 13 and 2. However, all of the charges were eventually dropped, and I have no idea why. It took months for Amy Carlson to officially be identified because she had no medical or dental records. But when they finally did, they discovered the cause of death. It wasn't cancer, as she claimed. Amy had died of, quote, natural causes after years of alcohol abuse, opioid abuse, anorexia, and ingesting colloidal silver. At the time of her death, she was 75 pounds and 45 years old. People that worked to rescue followers of Love Has Won and dispel their teachings found the autopsy report to be a moment they could use as evidence against their biggest haters. They said, quote, there weren't any magical, unexplained findings when her body was examined. Amy's 3D medicine was simply opioids, alcohol, THC, and colloidal silver. The easiest way to obtain donations is manipulation and victim mentality. Despite the seemingly obvious proof that their once leader was clearly not a god, the group remains headstrong in their beliefs. They continued posting daily live streams and even fought back against naysayers on their posts, telling them to not believe everything you read. Since Amy's death, the group has rebranded from Love Has Won to 5D Disclosure, operating under the same beliefs and holding Amy's teachings close to their hearts. Their new website, New Earth Transitionary Government, states on the About page that the Mother of all creation, presumably Amy, decreed that they would be leaders of the ascension of humanity. Their website features divine decrees, 5D healing tips, and even a business guide. Clearly, Love Has Won is alive and well, just under a different name. Meanwhile, family members, friends, and groups are working together to try to deprogram members and save those that are still trapped within the cult, which is no easy feat. Rick Allen Ross, not the rapper, the rapper, who is a cult expert and founder of a non-profit organization called Cult Education Institute, has worked tirelessly with family members and says the isolation from family makes it increasingly difficult for members to leave the group. Sheena, who is with Rising Above Love Has Won, a group specifically designed to help deprogram old members of the cult, told Insider, they're still out there, they're still trying to recruit people. They're still making these products and saying they can cure any and all viruses, diseases, brain tumors, and cancer. It's dangerous for people who might not be in the best place in their life to stumble across it. Sheena is doing their best to educate people on the dangers of the cult and help former members who were able to escape. Programming takes time, says Sheena. When people spend years of their lives believing something they thought could save them, it's hard to bring them out. But hopefully with some education, love, compassion, and monumental effort, people can be pulled out. Real love this time, not the kind that apparently accounts for heart attacks. But with all of that being said, that is where I'm going to end today's episode of Dark Dives. I hope you learned something new here today, and if you did, make sure that you're liking, following, and subscribing to stay up to date on all the latest episodes. And if you're listening over on YouTube, make sure that you hit that bell notification icon so you can actually be notified every time there's a new episode. Again, thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. I really do appreciate it. I want to give a big thank you to all the patrons over at patreon.com/Illuminati. Those are all absolutely amazing, fantastic people. I love chatting with every single one of you. If you're interested in joining, again, patreon.com/Illuminati, but just hanging around and listening to these episodes is also perfectly fine enough. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Welcome back, viewers. Have your multi-pass at the ready because we're about to jump into a piece of content from yesteryear. It's Zorg from the Fifth Element. Let's rewind back to the golden age of 90s blockbusters, when men were men, film studios took risks, and Bruce Willis starred in actual movies. Or any movies. Is it possible for a joke to be both too late and too soon? This time featuring in a bizarre foreign-made sci-fi, beloved by many and panned by some, including the actor who brings life to today's villain.
Because it's kind of like old classic.
I know, but that's the wacky world we live in.
A reluctant Gary Oldman brings us the gammy cyberpunk CEO.
Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Savoy.
A titan of future industry, apparently supplying weaponry, but also with interests in a diverse range of other areas, including taxi cabs. With a doctrine of chaos and goals so illogical and destructive, he was Peter Baelish before it was uncool. And unsurprisingly, he executes his schemes just as poorly.
Even within chaotic systems, there is a pattern of limited predictability.
Which leaves me no choice but to assume his leg injury and scalp shielding are somehow a result of his own stupidity. Point 1. Zorg is subservient to a powerful anti-life entity because reasons. So get this, every 5,000 years there's a planetary alignment which somehow births a mysterious, intelligent entity intent on the destruction of all life. And the only thing that can stop it, or at least delay it for another 5,000 years, are these 4 stones and a perfect being, the 5th element. And for some unknown reason, Zorg has become something of a lapdog to this thing, signing on to this dark entity's campaign to snatch the stones without a second thought. Wouldn't you be questioning why this seemingly powerful person doesn't have the resources to get the stones themselves? Does he assume this is even a human he is talking to? An alien? He kind of sounds like a Mangalore, and as we soon learn, that's a total red flag. Yeah, man, this guy purifies you, standing like a straight up demon.
Yeah.
Black blood.
One of my business with you, bro.
Conversation. Never tell God you should risk everything on.
You must be asking yourself, what if this doesn't work?
Okay. Well, me too.
Hungry.
I told you on my day one. I had to hear about you misbehaving in school. Because you don't like to listen. Because you want to tell everybody what you think your opinion is, and I keep telling you that when you're talking to grown-ups, what? Sometimes you don't have to speak. They don't need your opinion.
So all I have to do is wait. All I have to do is
That's all you're supposed to do, yeah. Yes, all you have to do is say yes, yes, you gotta speak. Just say yes, okay. And then do what they say. Okay. Whatever doing, go do what you should do. Alright, well you can go sit in your room while you're on the phone. You're not gonna sit in with me, you're not gonna be chilling. You're gonna sit around and just wait for the day to go by.
Interesting timing, to say the least. He's starting to stay alive here, guys. Scratching and throwing. Please don't. Over the top. A long way up there. Trying to sting him after here. Gonna need a better grip on that. No way to hanging with hands on the prize. Oh, God. Just let go. What are you talking about, Saxton? Do not let go. He's got it in his grasp. I don't know about you guys, but this looks like quite a gamble to take at this point in the match. I agree with you, Corey. A win here would be a bit of a surprise. Shock. It seems a bit early to be going for the win if you ask me. Not if they can win it right here. I don't believe it. Hanging on with a death grip. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. The volume in this match has increased exponentially. The fans are willing these competitors to push forward. Win or lose, these superstars are going to be held in high esteem after this one. Sent flying is Cesaro. He's first with the reverse STO. All the way around.
Oh yeah.
He's able to stop Ali. He's turning the tables. Here comes the throwback. Hoisted up, inverted face lock applied. DDT. DDT delivered. Oh, strong impact. That's the ricochet. Step up Enziguri. Punch right in the head. Suplex. Getting tossed. Got him set up in the corner of the ring. Oh, what a punch. McIntyre counters with power. Gets put into the barricade. Destruction on the suplex. Oh, no. The sound of this crowd is dead.
Mr. Shadow isn't even calling out subtle hints that he has no intention of delivering any kind of casual fall. But that kind of messaging is just beyond sycophantic Zorg. It's doubtful Zorg understands the full extent of Mr. Shadow's mission, but he must know something about his intentions. As Zorg uses an ideological belief that destruction creates prosperity as a justification for something wrong with Mr. Shadow. So he definitely understands that some type of carnage is on the cards. Before agreeing to get the stones, he could have at the very least slipped around and found out what his opponents are saying about this whole scenario. You are wrong. One thing Zorg does know though, this Mr. Shadow Joker is on his way to Earth. To say Zorg Industries will be hit hard. Too much destruction and you won't have anyone left to buy all your junk. But since he's 100% committed to Mr. Shadow's ambiguous scheme, Zorg must have pulled out all the stops to make sure he gets his hands on these stones, right? Step 2. Zorg makes unnecessary enemies of dumbass aliens. And yes, that's a problem. So Zorg's first big play is to hire alien mercenaries, the Mangalores, who are an impressive force of stupidity unto themselves. But unfortunately, I couldn't feature them in my advanced sci-fi civilization series, because despite being an alien spacefaring species, they seem to be mostly using human tech to do their thing. There's also no evidence they're competent enough to maintain anything close to a civilization. So basically, in order to make fun of them, I've been forced to demote into villains. So Zorg tasked these idiots with swiping the stones, completely aware of their shortcomings, even poking fun at their silly honor code. I'm sure that won't come back to haunt him. Sending them out in a couple of Zorg ships, which kind of defeats the anonymity gained by hiring mercenaries, but whatever. The Mangalores proceed to completely obliterate the Mondoshiwan vessel, which was meant to be carrying the stones. Luckily, the case appears to be made of adamantium or something similar, somehow surviving this catastrophic explosion with only a few rounds. If those stones had been destroyed, this campaign would have been over before it had even begun. Then the Mangalores don't even check the case's contents before bringing it in, despite Zorg suggesting this wasn't being specified. And Zorg is having none of this, because of course he would never do anything that silly. Threatened with having their fancy new toys yoinked away from them, the Mangalores get their hackles up and intimidate Zorg into giving them a one-trade consolation prize. But in reality, Zorg has taken advantage of Mangalore ignorance of his new weaponry, letting them blow the crap out of themselves and presumably the crate of weapons he left with them. Wait, is this how Zorg got his injuries? I mean, this is just an idiotic place to put a self-destruct button. He's probably killing half his customers with this disastrous feature. So Zorg makes unnecessary enemies of the Mangalores for no reason other than to protect his pride. He was resigned to losing a crate of ZF-1s regardless of the outcome. He could have just given the Mangalores what they wanted and wrapped up this whole incident in a bow. Instead, Zorg inspires the Mangalores into a movie-long vendetta against him. suppose for any normal person, having a group of asinine aliens on your case wouldn't be all that bad. But unfortunately for Saul, his abilities don't match his confidence levels. And so for him, this scenario could have some serious repercussions. Point 3. Saul's half-assed campaign to swipe the stones backfires majorly. So before Zor gets stuck into his own campaign to seize the stones, we get a small bit of insight into his day-to-day business dealings. And this dude is such a dastardly corporate bastard, he's bordering on being a cliche. Deciding to double the sacking quota based on some feelings the board members had, singling out his taxi companies to cut the fat. But wait, why would you tackle these people if it wasn't completely necessary? Taxis are literally the earning vehicles of that industry. If the demand exists, cutting workers unnecessarily would just mean you get less profit. Even if you have zero consideration for your employees' well-being at all, surely it would be better to monitor the economic conditions for now. But hey, Zor needs to destroy things on a regular basis or his facial tick starts flaring up, so those workers have to go. Little did Zor know, he ends up sacking Northern Dallas, contributing to his decision to rejoin the armed forces and hunt for the stones himself. Next up,
are you
fucking choking episode, which some people might consider low-hanging fruit, but luckily I'm not one of them. Where's the robot to take all of that? Yeah, it was a harsh life lesson in his over-reliance on technology, but worst of all, he missed that he had a perfectly good low-tech chair to perform a self-harmless maneuver on. And what is up with this pretentious cherry and water drink? And why is he downing it like a shot of vodka? Duke got what he deserved. So with Cornelius coming to his rescue, we get a rare nice guy moment from Zor, letting Cornelius go when he previously seemed intent on killing him. But in terms of the mission, why not go with the middle ground? At least detain the guy, especially when he's making it super obvious he knows something about these stones. So after his little naval excursion fails, you pick Zor to put everything he has to push the shadows forward for the mission, maybe even oversee it himself. But no, he delegates the entire operation to his right-hand man, Right Arm. He does have limited success with some cockroach-based surveillance, gaining solid intel on the whereabouts of the stones, which ends up being the only thing about this entire operation that actually goes right. So now Zor needs to find a way to get onto the space cruise ship, Lost in Paradise. And for some reason, this filthy rich, influential leader of industry can't even wrangle himself a few tickets on short notice. No, he has to jack someone for theirs. Rather than targeting some of the more low-key passengers for their tickets, instead he decides to assume the identity of the most publicly exposed Lost in Paradise ticket holders. Winner of a competition hosted by a radio show with an average listenership of over 50 billion.
Unbelievable!
Zor should be thankful his Lloyd battled the infant customs because that would have been a disaster. And wait, he can blow up a random public phone, but he can't wrangle himself a few cruise ship tickets? Finally, Zor decides to get his hands dirty, flying directly to Lost in Paradise and bullshitting his way on board. Surprise, surprise, the Mangalores are still around, causing mayhem, continuing to pursue the stones as a means of getting revenge on Zor.
Your people possess technology which could have transported you here.
So Zor walks up and snatches a case which looks like it might contain stones before sending an explosion and leaving the ship immediately. Wait, so Zor here is guilty of precisely the same thing he criticized the Mangalores for. Check the damn box before you get out of here, before you blow the whole place to hell. Can't Zor feel the big difference between an empty case and one filled with stones? He should have immediately known there's nothing in there. And what is the point of blowing up Lost in Paradise anyway? As a weapons developer, you must surely know this vessel has bottle detectors, info even Ruby Rod is privy to. It's very unlikely this blast will kill his opponents. It's a course of action which serves no logical purpose, and it's about to draw unwanted attention. The old benefiting from destruction of many other things. So what, is he running salvage crews out here or Even the Mangalores explosive is superior. Full had every chance to just pack it in, give it up, go again, ignore Mr. Shadow's request. But instead, he is roundly defeated by the feeling group, who is up in a collision course with collateral damage in their attempt to reclaim some honor. A fitting death was Group himself the victim.
He's giving up, and you can tell his opposition doesn't care
Part of this grisly end has to be the fact that purely thanks to Zor's own errors, he winds up dead and defeated. At no point did Zor enter into the ring conflict with our main protagonist, and aside from the Boston boarding dramas, nothing the protagonist did had any sort of direct effect on him, yet somehow he stood off. And that might be a first, and possibly last, but villain's too stupid to win.
jaw-dropping match. Here is the latest Money in the Bank winner.
Hey, Pop.
What up, Mo?
What's going on, my guy?
Huh?
What's going on? Yeah, I'm waiting for this guy right now. I'm trying to get him everything. Oh, no, I've been stressed out about the whole situation by chasing this guy around. Hold on. So I just been, when I get stressed out, sometimes I do get it. Hello? Hello? Yes, man. I'm on the phone with my dad right now. You want me to go home? Oh yeah, my sponsor just called me today too because I ain't been calling him. I just been it's like it's really stressful. I really don't. I have to call this guy all week long, trying to get in touch.
Whatever happens to try and get new providers and stuff?
I'm waiting to hear from them. I'm supposed to hear from them today about what they're talking about, and they didn't call me yet. So I'm waiting for them today to have to call them tomorrow to see what the what the thing is. I already have. Yeah, my house is full. I'm full. I got full.
Ain't paying you your money.
He's not paying me nothing. He's supposed to pay me. He told me he's going to pay me. Last time I spoke to him in person was Monday night. He was like, all right, we're going to figure it out tomorrow. I'll tell you what time. And then I called him on Monday. It's like, today I'm going to go to a meeting that I know he usually go to. And I'm going to go to And even then, he's still not paying me what I should be getting paid. He's just giving me here. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, there's no way close. So it's like, it's just frustrating. I'm waiting to hear from me. Like I said, the people from T, I talked to them. The situation that I can't go onto yet. So it's like, that's a headache.
Why you get so she don't want you with her, right?
Not until I pay her what I owe. So.
Come to her up.
$4,000.
That's what you should have been trying to do, pay her. Because it seems like,
I can't pay her until I properly get paid. I haven't been paid enough to do anything really extra or anything like that. To say, hey, let me throw this money towards her. Believe me. That's whether I needed to go back with her or not, my plan was just to pay her, just because I hate the idea of me owing somebody and me feeling like the idea of like, oh, you know what I mean? Like the whole thing, even though like the whole situation I told you what happened. It's funny because I told the son had beef with me, I guess. I didn't even know he had beef with me. And I had called him and we was talking, and after I finished talking to him, and we talked through it, he realized that, not that he wasn't saying like my mom is wrong, but he get exactly what I was saying. Like, where I only got in debt because she stopped paying us. And when she stopped paying us, he said, when we did start getting paid, she was like, she said, don't worry about it, so you can pay me later. You feel me? So, when that happened, he said the same thing to him.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
You heard me? So she had said the same thing to him, and that got him in debt. And then making money from that. And then it became a thing where, like, so she got mad at me because of something else, and it's like, oh, now you got to pay me now. You feel me? It's like, now you got to pay me now. It's like,
and she knows your financial, she know how you doing financially, but she was one paying you.
yeah.
She know you don't have no money.
Yeah, and she.
So I just want you to pay it off fast.
So then, like I said, when we first got our first check, I was there, and I was depressed. Not depressed, but I had a sad face. You feel me? Because I'm already making the least money out of everybody that I'm there with. That's not a, that's just a feeling, it's a reality. And that's not nobody else's fault. I just can't, everybody else has houses and shit like that at that time. So I'm about to have to give her some of my check just to, you know what I mean? Just to look. And she was like, nah, don't worry about it. You can keep the money, just pay me back later. You know what I'm saying? And then, when she knew I was about to get the house, she was like, all right, boom, you can pay me back when you get the house. But then when I didn't get the house that she wanted me to get, it's like, when you got the money to get that house, you can pay me. It's like, again, like I said, I only went into debt, not because I was fucking my money up, but because of the fact that you wasn't paying me for 3 months when I worked there. That's why I was like, I was sitting there talking to my sponsor the other day, and I was saying that no matter, people only remember the bad you do, and the good you do don't never last. The bad you do can last for years. The good you do don't even last throughout the day. As soon as they say thank you, it's fucking forgotten. Right there. Like, nobody really holds on to the good you do as much as they hold on to what they consider the bad things that you do. If they hold on to that for fucking ever. You know what I mean? It's like, I was working that company by myself. Everybody else is, mad people is quitting. TJ's quitting. Everybody's quitting because she's not paying. I'm the only one keeping the program running. I'm coming in every day, not getting paid. So then I'm thinking, oh, you're doing me a favor. Or like I said, just talking to, what it is she'll say something to you, and then me talking to somebody else, and then based on that conversation, now it's like the conversation y'all had never happened. It's like, what do you mean? You told me when I got money from my house, I could pay you. All right, cool.
Yeah, most.
I'm like, no,
Pollo.
I think he's looking at me crazy, and I'm like, well, no, in Italian, it's polo, it's chicken.
It's polo. It's polo.
It is. It's no polo, it's chicken.
Alright, so it's
So
somewhere.
I'm like, I don't know Spanish, so I'm like, il polo? And he's looking at me like, bitch, you don't even know what you're saying right
What are
now.
you saying? Why is she saying this?
Yeah, he's looking at me crazy, and the lady, I'm like, she comes over, she speaks way better English.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you have chicken breast or like boneless chicken, no bone?
Yeah.
No bone, no bone, no bone. I'm like, no, I need chicken with no bone. Yeah, we don't know bone chicken. I'm like, oh my god.
You don't have no tango.
So she said, no, sorry, no. I was like, all right, well, I guess I ain't getting no boneless chicken either.
Yeah.
She said, you're butcher.
Yeah, that's not. I would think, like I said, butchers will be having those type of things. It's a butcher. Okay. Get you a pack from what you call it? I don't know.
I'm like, all right, so who's that is?
Yeah, so get some oil in there, I guess. Good thing. You didn't, I guess they didn't have it because you came home and had no oil and had to go back out. You would have loved it. No, you would have loved that.
I was like, you can't call me, tell me when I go out.
Yeah. What's going on?
Huh?
My son, he would think because I'm on the phone, something's gonna change.
What happened?
Because he's supposed to be in his room, thinking about how he's gonna behave next time and the seriousness of being kicked off the bus and what that means.
Yeah, because I'm definitely gonna have to pick you up tomorrow. Because I don't know if I'll be out in town to go pick it up tomorrow.
School. He's like, oh, it's just one day.
It doesn't matter because that one day is a big deal, being that you're lucky. You're third straight on the bus, and they can keep you off the bus permanently. And the poor fucking Mr. Money, he didn't even want to tell me what happened because he's making these calls. You know, I'm a big fan of Trenton, and he's been doing so much better and really trying. And I'm like, okay, what happened? What Trenton do? He's like, yeah, you know, these calls aren't the nicest to me. And I'm just sitting there thinking, just tell me what the fuck you did already. He's sitting there trying to, like, sugarcoat it.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, and ain't nobody got time for all of that. We just need to know
the point the bus driver got to pull over, like.
Yeah. Extreme. Out of my room. Out of my room.
Do you want to talk to me?
No, I'll talk to you again later if I feel like it. I done talked to you already about this. It's the same thing I done told you 1,000 times. You think in your opinion that you need to tell somebody something about how you feel about something is more important than what you're being told. And that's not the case.
You don't have to listen to the bus driver.
Yeah, because
or the monitor because she's a woman.
Because she's a woman. You're supposed to have more respect for her because she's a woman.
I know she's a woman.
Trent, did you hear what I said? See, there you go. That's why you're in trouble on the bus. That's why you don't have the game right now. That's why you don't have the TV. Because instead of just saying, yes, Dad, you have to get the final word. Everything somebody teach you around the house is for a reason. It's for a reason. There's a reason why somebody's telling you do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. It's a reason. But at the end of it all, that's what happens. 50. Yeah, that makes sense when you think about it like
that. Excuse me.
There ain't no hanging out in the hallway. Gotta do it for my family.
Wait, what do you mean? Doing the hall for your family?
Yeah, behave in school for my family. That's what I gotta do. You should try to clean your closet out since you gotta sit in there. Maybe you might get something if you clean your closet out.
So you want me to take all the stuff out and organize it?
Let's see. Yeah, why don't you do that?
But where am I going to move all the stuff out of my...
If you make your bed, clean it up.
I'm going to clean it out.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You want some. Yeah.
Dad! Can you help me take these boxes out?
If they empty, yeah, bring them down. If they empty, bring them downstairs.
They have stuff in them. Stuff in them.
Bring them to me.
Alright, can you help me take them out?
You can't leave them in the hallway there.
No, I'll bring them down. I'll take them out, Dad.
You got stuff that I can look at stuff.
Well, probably stuff that you put. These are all those. You might need that. Get the game. Right there?
What?
Maybe I can get the game.
No. I'm not telling you what you're going to get. But you're going to get something. Maybe. Maybe you might not.
Can you do that?
What's that going to do? You know what you do? Did you knock? I didn't even hear you knock. What are you doing tonight? Yo. Fortnite one and a different one. Fortnite pillowcase. I know. Then he trying to throw away an old pillowcase too. You don't think he need it no more. You don't need it. Good. Brother, spit some syrup. I can beat every sip. I said, brother, spit some syrup. I can beat every sip.
Dad? It's my old sheet. Do I need this? I don't want it. Do I need this sheet?
It ain't that bad. Ain't bad.
I don't need that.
You just doing that good?
Oh, so that way it's like keep on the sheet. Right, Dad?
You almost feel? Okay.
Dad?
Okay. Hold on. Those is empty or full? Figure out what's in it, see if you still need it. Huh? Okay.
Bum, 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 bum. My favorite Danny Pants. Bum, 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 bum.
That's how you do it there. You don't let nobody, when everybody's sitting there for 3 hours, that's it. 3 hour minimum.
Dad, do I need this? Hell yes.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna break it, dude. I'm gonna get in with this ring and I can start stepping. Got my knife. Oh, damn, we ain't got no more stuff on. Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. We got some more stuff on. See, I like to lay my 3